Hi there, I'm Peter Parker and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. Yes, hi there and welcome back to Jay's Toy Collection UK for another action figure review. And yes, I didn't misspeak, an action figure review for the first time in 6 months on the channel. We have an action figure review. So before we get into it, if you could hit that like button, leave your thoughts on this Spider-Man 2-pack in the comments below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and of course tickle that notification bell to find out when the next toy video goes up. As I said, it's been a long time, but this one has pulled me back to the review table because this is one of my most anticipated Marvel Legends of all time in the animated Vulture, so I cannot wait to get this one open. So the last 6 months I've been doing a lot of action figure news videos, and of course I've been rearranging the entire toy collection. So my review space at the moment, it's gone. So I've made a temporary one down here on the Lego building table that's been fully decomposed in Marvel Legends comic books back from the Toy Biz days. But let's get then into this 2-pack then from Hasbro here for the Spider-Man Animated Series Vulture versus Spider-Man. Now, if you've seen the videos recently from the channel, I was at the Hasbro breakfast here in the UK, and we did get hands-on with these figures, so I know how good these are going to be. So there is the front of the box you've been looking at for a while. Here is the side of the packaging then, and you can see they never did fix that numbering issue. It's still 1 and 2. I would have liked a bit of a sequence to go through the line, but being the last 2 in the line, we are sticking with 1 and 2. But you can see there the classic sort of VHS logos on the bottom, but done in Marvel Legends form. There is the back of the packaging, of course. Not much to look at there, just renders of the figures, and then the Spider-Man artwork on the side. So I think it's time to flip open that flap, isn't it? I'm sure you've missed this segment on the channel. So for the first time in 6 months, let's do it live. Let's hashtag flip open the flap. Oh, look at that, smooth as they come. And as per tradition on the channel, there they are, straight, no posing at all. That is literally how they have come out of the packet. So these were just announced at Hasbro PulseCon 2024, but they were in stock. They were not a pre-order, so it's literally Monday, announced on Friday, and they are here in my hands. So let's get a look at the accessories, then we'll get into the figures. Right, then let's see how the camera gets on here. Can it focus? Let's hope it can, because there's a lot of Marvel artwork. Let me know your favourite art from the table in the comments below. So we will start with the Spider-Man accessories. So we don't start with Peter Parker's head sculpt, oh no. We start with Flash Thompson then. So we've got the Flash Thompson alternate head sculpt, which is I think what I might be displaying when it comes to the permanent display. We've got the Peter Parker alternate head sculpt, and then talking head sculpts, we've got the Old Man Vulture there as well, before the tablet of time has worked his magic. Into hands, we've got a pair of fists, we've got a pair of whips on the actual figure, and then we've got a pair of open grip hands, but these ones are specifically designed, I believe, to hold the other accessory, which is the mask accessory then. So Peter's mask accessory, for the first time in Marvel Legends, we can actually have him hold the mask. And then the Vulture has his wings then. So we've got the 2 big bits and the 2 small bits. And that is all the accessories. So quite a few for a VHS pack. Let's have a look at these figures. Right, we will start with Peter, because how can you start a Spider-Man animated video without Peter Parker himself? So it's the second time we're seeing him from the animated series within the Marvel Legends line, but the first time in the VHS boxes, because the other version is on the retro card. So let's take a look then. So yeah, he looks pretty accurate, doesn't he, I would say, to the animated series. You've got the animated logo there on the chest in terms of the spider symbol. You've got a much darker blue deco compared to the version that we had in the retro card. So that, I say, is more accurate to the sort of start of the animated series. In the intro credits, you'll see Spider-Man in the darker uniform there, whereas some of the promo art is lighter. So I'm happy with the blue. The web lines look clean enough, just starting looking at them from front and back. And we'll just spin him round, and we'll have a look at the spider backside. So there is Spidey from the rear. So a much bigger spider symbol on the back of him, again, compared to the retro version, being the second time we pretty much had this sort of figure within the line. But it is a different body mold straight away. I think we've confirmed this is the Sunfire body mold, but in pinless, as opposed to the other version that is on like the Amazing Fantasy 15 versions. That's just a quick look, but we'll take a closer look now. Right, let's try a super close-up then. Super close-up of Spidey here, so you can get a good look. And hopefully the camera's recorded in 4K, so you'll get a good look of all the details there on Peter's head sculpt in terms of the mask. And as I say, very crisp looking web lines here, so quite happy with the web painting. If I give him a little swivel, again, you will see the rear, hopefully, there as it comes through. I forgot how complicated it is doing action figure reviews and trying getting the thing to focus. News videos, people. Much, much easier. But yeah, quite happy with Spidey. Let's take a quick look at Vulture. And here he is then, Vulture. And first impressions, fantastic. I love the character. I had the original Toy Biz version as a child. Used to squeeze his legs, flap his wings, have a lovely time. So I've been so hoping that this VHS line would bring us a Vulture, and they have finally come through. They said the line is pretty much ending from now. Maybe it will be back, but at least they have got to the character I really wanted, which was Vulture here from the animated series. So there is an overall look. In terms of body molds, this one I don't really know. So get in those comments and tell me what body mold is he on, because I'm not 100% sure. But there's definitely a lot of new sculpted pieces on him, and a really cool hair sculpt, which we'll take a look at when we go for the super close-up. And from the rear then, there is the cheeks of Adrian Toome. Oh, aren't they nice and pert on Adrian Toome's cheeks? Fantastic. And you can see the holes in the back we're going to port the wings in. So let's get him in for a closer view. Right then, extreme close-up then. So I do love this head sculpt. I really do like this head sculpt. Let's spin it round and you can see hopefully the hair detail there, as we can get some focus on the actual windswept, lovely long locks. Poor Adrian Toomes had to use a tablet of time, of course, to get himself youthful again in the show. So it's such a unique design to the show. Just really happy to see it in figure form. Can also report some of the sculpted stuff is actually like completely glued on down here for the little accessories and everything, but the gun, of course, is literally sculpted in there, so that is not coming off. And there is a quicker look at the rear of the figure in this sort of 4K close-up view. And I bet I've forgotten how to do this segment, so I was always terrible at articulation, but it's been 6 months, so I bet I'm even worse. But let's start with Spidey's articulation then. So we come across the head, I'm sure will give us a full 360. It will. Will it look back? It will actually look back. That's not too bad at all. So we come to the side there. You can see Spidey will look back quite well. And he will come, yeah, pretty much all the way down. You can tuck that. He can tuck that chin fully there with the sort of classic disc hinge that they are using on the neck. Can we get the Michael Myers? A little bit of head tilt, but not a lot. But I think you'd be able to get the posing you'd need out of the head sculpt there. So we come onto the arms, and we are on the butterfly joints, and they have painted the web lines within the butterfly joint, which is good to see, because it would look a bit weird if they hadn't done that. But you can get sort of fully round to the back there, quite skinny in the sort of in the butterfly joints and the shoulders there. So that's quite a weird bit of posing. But of course, I'm known for weird posing. Look at the state of that for posing, absolutely terrible. Double jointed arms, I'm sure. Yep, there we are, double jointed, and of course pinless. So pinless on the Sunfire body. Can we get them both together? We can. We got Disco Spidey. Disco Spidey, look at him go. So, ab crunch, yeah, it's pretty healthy on the ab crunch. Can he break his back? Let's find out. Not really, not a lot back. Not going to get a lot in the back position, and they don't have the ball joint at the waist so being on the Sunfire, so you have got the weird split cut design, so that doesn't look particularly great when doing that. How far the leg's going to come out? That as far as you're going to get with our friend Spidey. Let's have a look at the thigh. Yeah, full 360, of course, there on the thigh. The leg, I'm assuming, is a full double. Yeah, oh, we can go past the anus. We can go past touching the butt. We can go fully around the back on the legs. So plenty there. And of course, you've got ankle rocker till your heart's content. So that's Spidey's articulation. Let's try Vulture. And of course, we're going to get his wings on. Right then, our boy young Vulture, what can we do here? I'm sure we'll get the full swivel. We'll get the full head swivel. Not a lot of tilt, because I say it is the classic little joint there that doesn't give you a lot. Not a lot forward, really, and not a lot back, so that might hinder your flying poses a little. A little bit of hair is going to get in your way. We'll have to see if that comes to flying poses. You can see it's actually painted there. It's one thing I've noticed in the top of the chest. That is painted on plastic rather than just cast in that flesh colour, so that might chip. So you'll have to be careful on that one. You won't get your arms up to a T because the shoulder pads are in the way and they don't look like they actually pop off at all. So you will get your full rotation at the bicep, and you will get double jointed arms, I am fully sure. There you go. Yeah, you can get full on clawing pose. A clawing pose, see? Absolutely terrible articulation. But well, I'm self-aware at least. Let's have a look at the ab crunch. Yeah, all the way down and all the way back. So the old-fashioned Marvel Legends ab crunch. And you've got again, the cut there at the waist, out further than Spidey, I would say, in the crotch area there. You do have the rotation, well hidden by the band though, and of course we got the double joint, give it a push, there we go. But not as much as Spidey, cannot do the touching of the butt, but again you do get the rocker as well. But the main thing I think we're interested in is getting Vulture's wings on. What's Disco Spidey trying to do there in the background? But yes, the wings have gone on, and to be quite honest, that was very simple. They clipped in, and they seem quite sturdy in position. I think they are reused from the other wings we've seen on Falcon and things before there, but they do clip in okay, and they don't seem to be wobbly or loose. So I have to try some flight poses, I suppose, but you can stand them up and even lean on the wings if you quite fancy it. So the wings, yeah, it's a pass from me. And you can get the sort of harness up a bit. You can push it up there, and you can get his wings sort of fully out that way as well. So you could be able to fly quite nicely with him. But kind of course you can't get his head up very far. So, but you can use the ab crunch because he has got the good back there, so you can get his ab crunch up quite well. Let me try a live flying pose on camera. This is probably an absolute disaster. Let's bend a knee. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Oh, it's like I'm a little kid again. Look at that. Flappy, flappy, flappy. My goodness me. Far too excited, as I always am when it comes to toys. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you as excited as I am? Right, that's about as dynamic as you're going to see from my posing skills. I'm no ACBA expert, as you can tell. For a much more professional review, head over to Dan Who's channel, because I'm sure he will help one up as soon as he has this pack in hand. And you can head back to his live stream tab, because we were at Hasbro PostCon in the UK breakfast over the weekend, and we did have these in hand on Dan's live stream. Or you can head back and see me posing the pre-pose versions in the previous video I will link to in this one. So let's try some of these head sculpts, shall we? I'm back into extreme close-up mode. So there is the Flash Thompson head sculpt. Yeah, it does look like animated Flash Thompson, so I'm quite happy with that. That might be one I might be using, I think, in the display. Have Flash in cosplay as Spidey. And then in extreme close-up, we do have the animated Peter head sculpt. Does what it says on the tin. Looks like an animated Peter head sculpt. I'm assuming it's the one we've got previously. We'll have a look when we go and take him up to the toy room, which will, of course, main event these videos, so we see compared to the other figures and get these bad boys in the toy collection. But there's Peter's head sculpt. If I come down there, you should be able to see, if I can get it to focus, the actual little mask that holds in his hands. That's the first time we've seen that in Legends, and that's pretty cool to see. And just like that, Adrian Toomes is an old man again. So there is the old man head sculpt. And again, looks like the old man from the animated series. So pretty much perfect head sculpt. So very, very happy with this Vulture figure. It's lived up to the very high standards I think I was setting for this figure. The only thing this set is missing is a tablet of time. If this had a tablet of time accessory, we'd be going next level. And without further ado, let's head to the toy room and get these with the Marvel Legends. Right then, we have made it upstairs to the toy collection, and here is my Spider-Man display in the Marvel Legends wardrobe. So still under construction, but the new video will be coming at some point on this collection. But my animated stuff is actually hidden down the side there, if I can get the camera in. So I've used the Marvel wallpaper on the back, and all the animated stuff to keep it slightly separate from the comic book stuff is going down the back wall. So that's where these figures will be going. So there's the other version, the retro card version. You've just seen, of course, Kraven and Scorpion. At the very back there is the symbiote version of Spider-Man and some of the X-Men stuff. Just keeping it slightly separate from the actual sort of comic book Spider-Man section. So I do have all the VHS sets. They're not just all open. So I've still got to open Morbius set with Doctor Strange. I've still got to open Hydro Man and, of course, Daredevil. But without further ado, let's try and see if I can find some push pins and some wire and get these things on the wall. Right, Peter is in then. So I did decide to go with the Peter Parker, not the Flash Thompson. Just couldn't cope with it. Went with the Peter Parker because, of course, used the unmasked head sculpt as well. He's just whipping off right next to Mary Jane, who is being dangled by the Green Goblin. So Peter is in. Now we've got to work on the Vulture. And there he is then, the main event, Adrian Toomes on the Marvel Legends animated wall. Quite happy with my pose. I think that will do quite nicely. And I cannot tell you how happy that makes me to actually finally have a classic sort of animated series young Vulture in the toy collection. So There he is. He is on the wall, where he will forever remain in the animated series section. So that is the review. It might be the last review you see on the channel for a while, but I was just too excited to actually do a review of this set. Let me know if you want to see more reviews from me. Clearly, they're a bit crazy, me doing reviews. We'll see how we actually get on. But, ladies and gentlemen, there is a Spider-Man collection, so I'll leave you with that. So, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. And, of course, I will see you on the next video.